Good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you all for joining us today. We are very honored to have you all. And allow me first to introduce myself. I am Fahad Al Zahrani, the account manager and sales in Watad ICT. We're also having Engineer Mahmoud Salman, the cybersecurity consultant, and Mr. Khalid as well, the account manager and the channel manager, both from Trend Micro, who will be the presenters for today's webinar. I would like to welcome also Trend Micro's team who's with us as our partner. And today we will be presenting to you the Microsoft Office 365 Cloud App Security Solution. Mainly, it will be about where and how Trend Micro's solution could fill the cybersecurity gaps within your Microsoft Office 365. And before we jump onto that, I would just like to give you a brief about Watad ICT. We are a system integrator based in Khobar, Saudi Arabia since 2013. Our main focus in the previous years was mainly on the cybersecurity and networking, in addition to cloud, both in the operational and informational technology. And we rely actually on our certified engineers and consultants, and of course, our technology partners to provide the high standards and quality of solutions to our customers. And because security really matters, and to provide a solid and protected services and products, we proudly present the Microsoft Office 365 Cloud App Security today. Mahmoud and Khalid with us today will be our speakers from Trend Micro. Firstly, Khalid will talk you briefly about Trend Micro, and then Mahmoud will walk you through the solution in details. It will take around 30 to 40 minutes, and then we'll have 5 to 10 minutes at the end for the questions and answers. And you are very welcome to send your questions during the webinar, also through the questions box in the left corner. Mr. Khalid, please take the lead. Allow me first to give you the mic access and the screen share. I think you're muted, Khalid. We can't hear you.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Good morning. Thank you, Saud. I believe Saud or Fahad, who was speaking.
It's Fahad. Fahad.
حياك الله حبيبي. حياكم الله, everybody. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Thank you for being with us today and give us the opportunity to meet all of you. Alhamdulillah, COVID pandemic is restricting us from seeing you face to face, but inshallah soon those restrictions will be gone, and we'll be inshallah seeing you in person, every one of you. To those who don't know me, my name is Khalid Swerki. I am KSA channel manager from Trend Micro. Today, inshallah, as Fahad says, we are going to present how Trend Micro can fill the gap in terms of Microsoft 365, Office 365 over the cloud, how Trend Micro can protect and secure your cloud or your Office 365 over the cloud. So basically today, inshallah, we are going, first I'm going to talk about Trend Micro in general. Trend Micro is a world safe for exchanging digital information. Founded in 1988. Actually, it is 1 year younger than me. Headquartered in Tokyo, Japan. The company value is 1.5 billion US dollar. We do have like 500,000 customers around the globe. 6,600 plus employees in 50 plus countries. So this is in general how Trend Micro presented globally. We are a trust security vendor in 90% of the top 50 global corporations, 100% of the top 10 automotive companies, 100% of the top 10 telco companies of the globe, and or 100% of the top 10 banks. Banks, as you know, it's the most sensitive, critical environment or IT environment ever. So this is giving you a good indicator how Trend Micro is being trusted globally, and 100% of the top 10 oil companies as well. Trend Micro market leadership position as per the global technology analyzers, IDC, NSS Lab, and Gartner, in terms of our solutions of hybrid cloud security, which basically for virtual servers, network defense, and user protection. So as per IDC and Gartner, Trend Micro being the server security for the 7 straight years, the market leader in server security for the 7 straight years. As per Gartner, Trend Micro delivers the most cloud security controls, 16 out of 21 of all evaluated vendors. For network defense, NSS Lab recommended breach detection system for 4 straight years and recommended next generation IBS, which is the tipping point actually. Gartner, Trend Micro is a leader in Gartner Magic Quadrant for intrusion detection and prevention systems for January 2018. For user protection, Gartner is named a leader, naming Trend Micro as a leader once again, in the Gartner Magic Quadrant for endpoint protection platforms in January 2018. As per AV test, Trend Micro is being number 1 in protection and performance regarding user protection. So this is how Trend Micro leading the market. For Trend Micro in Saudi, we established our first office in 2002. As you know, the government new direction that global companies should have a headquarter or HQ in Saudi. Actually, Trend Micro is doing that since 2018. We relocated our MENA region headquarter from Dubai, UAE, to be in Riyadh, Saudi. Hired Saudi talents and expert market resources, redeployed expert global Trend Micro resources to the region, launched the first batch of Trend Micro Graduate Academy program for cybersecurity in KSA, signed a strategic agreement with NAUSS to develop the cybersecurity practice in the next generation of security leaders. Here it is, the Trend Micro in Saudi. Our alliances are ArcSight, VMware, Logarithm, Microsoft Exchange, Oracle, IBM Radar, Office 365, which is our Office 365, which is our topic today, and extra alliances, as you can see. Finally, we are going to talk about. I'm so sorry for running fast because we need just to make this session light as much as we can and informative as well. So this is how Trend Micro globally is being presented as a market share. Ranked number 1 for hypercloud workload security market share. This is as per November 2019. Trend Micro, obviously, as per this chart, is having 26.9, which is almost 27% year-over-year growth, and 36% of the market share, which is ranked number 1 as per IDC. This is for me. I'm so sorry for being fast. As I told you, we need just to make it light as much as we can and informative. Mic to you, Mahmoud.
Thank you, Khalid. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I'm Mahmoud Salman, Cybersecurity Solution Consultant, working for Trend Micro. I'm pleased to have you all here in this session to present our security solution in securing Office 365. Could you please, Fahad, give me the permission to share my screen? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes, yes. Mahmoud, تسمعني?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Share the session to you.
Yeah, did you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah. And previously?
Could you share your screen?
Yeah, okay.
Good.
Okay. So, can you see my screen, everyone?
Yes, yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, thank you again. I'm Mahmoud Salman, cybersecurity solution consultant with Watad Micro. I'd like to thank you again for being here in this session, which I'm going to present our solution in securing Office 365, which is called Smart Protection for Office 365. Actually, I'd like to start with this slide, which shows a survey that covered many security professionals from different position and tasks. It shows that their main concern was varying between the phishing worries and targeted attack, ransomwares, the compliance, the data leaked through their emails and advanced persistent threats. And those top five concerns are related to the email as a threat vector. So we still have the email as the main threat vector for most of the recent attacks. So Trend Macro provide a complete security solution to secure the email setup, regardless how your email infrastructure is architected. So if you have an on-premises Exchange server, we have the scan mail for Microsoft Exchange or Domino. We also have our sandbox and email gateway as a physical appliance for the on-premises email setup. And also we have our virtual appliance, which is called IMS VA, Interscan Mystic Security Virtual Appliance. And if your email is hosted on Office 365 or G Suite, Trademark provides a bundle called Smart Protection for Office 365, consisting from the Email Security Advanced, which is a SaaS email gateway, and Cloud Application Security, which is also a SaaS service. The incoming email will be filtered.
Sorry for interruption, Mahmoud.
Uh-huh.
One of the customers asking, it's stuck on the first page, which is the Trend Micro Smart Protection Office 365. Is it the page that you are showing right now?
I'm showing Trend Micro Email Security Portfolio.
The first page or where?
This is, you can consider it as a third page.
Because it's showing only the first page to us from your side.
So how to solve this?
Try to close. Yes, now it's good. Now it's working. Yes.
It's like this. It's okay.
Yeah, now it moved to third page.
Yeah,
Good.
okay. So, as I mentioned, we can secure the email security setup regardless how it's architected, whether it's an on-prem or as totally SaaS email setup or in a hybrid mode. So, our smart solution for Office 365 includes two main components and solutions. The email security gateway, which is called the Email Security Advanced as a SaaS service, and also cloud application security, which is also a SaaS service. So the incoming email will be filtered through changing their MX record to be moved to the virtual or the email gateway in the cloud. After that, they are moved to the inboxes, where we have through API integration the cloud application security that can scan all the internal emails and mailboxes and the cloud file sharing from different vendors, Box, Dropbox, OneDrive for Business, SharePoint Online, and G Suite. So on top of that, we have the free phishing simulation and education service, which is called Fresh Insight, where we can establish a campaign and simulate a phishing campaign so that you can assess your end user or your employees' security awareness, and to evaluate what you spend your time and money for. Learning the user how to avoid opening unknown emails from unknown person, on to have at least the baseline of checking the incoming emails from user perspective. Okay, so we have variety of clients using Microsoft Office 365, and having security controls provided by Microsoft Office 365 from like E3, E3 Plus, ATP, and E5. And also, they might use another email gateway as a SaaS service. So those clients varies from different sectors: education, IT services, transportation, entertainment, hospitality, and IT services. With these security controls provided by Office 365 and other third-party email gateway, we could stop hundreds and thousands of malware, malicious phishing URL, business email compromise that couldn't be stopped by their current security controls provided by Office 365 and third-party email gateway. So with Gmail customers, we started to secure the G Suite, which is Gmail and Google Drive.
Mahmoud, if you allow me to interrupt, your slides are not showing. So I
Uh,
believe you need to put it in the show up. I believe when you shared the screen, you shared it in not the whole desktop, right? You shared
yeah, I
just.
shared the application. I shared the
Uh,
application.
so you need to I believe to share the whole desktop.
Okay, a moment, please. Okay.
So sorry, guys. We just noticed that. I'm so sorry for that.
So now,
Yeah, now it's perfect. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Now, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Perfect, perfect.
Okay, so as I explained, we secure multiple of clients. They have security controls from Office 365 from different sectors. We stopped many malwares, hundreds of and thousands of malwares, malicious phishing URL, business email compromise, that it couldn't be stopped by their current security controls provided by Office 365. Since April 2019, we started to support and to secure the G Suite, Gmail, and Google Drive. And in 2019, from we have clients from different sectors: telecommunication, healthcare, retail, and transportation. So as you can see, with a few months, we could stop, as I mentioned, malware, malicious phishing URL, business email compromise, that it couldn't be stopped by the security controls provided by the G Suite. So the first component of our Smart Protection for Office 365 suite, which is called Cloud App Security. Cloud App Security, which is smart, optimized, and connected solution that can provide threat scanning, sandbox malware analysis, data loss prevention capability for your Office 365 Exchange Online, OneDrive for Business, SharePoint Online, Teams, Box, Dropbox, and G Suite. So with its capability, which since it's considered as a smart, we can detect and find zero-day hidden threats in the emails, attachments, URLs, and also any malicious documents uploaded to the cloud file sharing, with ability to do the DLP for the email and for the cloud file sharing as well. It's an optimized solution since it has cloud to cloud integration through the vendor API. So with CAS, Cloud Application Security, we don't need to change the email flow. It's just only an vendor API integration, and the service will be up and running, securing your internal emails, which is your mailboxes, and the cloud file sharing. So with CAS, we can protect inbound, outbound, inbound and internal email, also outbound emails, and cloud file sharing. It's a connected solution, so it's part of our XDR, cross layer detection and response, which is I'm going to talk about it in the coming slides, and also it shares the threat intelligence with trend macro products through the Apex Central. Okay, so cloud application security has three main techniques to detect the unknown malware. The first one, which is the pre-execution machine learning, where we focus on the file main characteristics, and also through our detection models in the cloud, we can detect malicious files, and also document exploit detection through our heuristic analysis engine and advanced threat scanning engine. We can detect all the malicious embedded objects and macros in the document, Word document, PDF documents, and also JPG files and pictures. So on top of that, we have the sandbox analysis, where we can have a virtual environment where we can run and simulate the URLs, files to be simulated to run in that dynamic environment, so that we can detect all the malicious behaviors and activities for the malwares. Actually, we don't send all the files to the sandbox, which is the last layer of the detections. Just only 2% of the scanned files are sent to the sandbox. Most of them are detected by the pre-detection and pre-filtering technologies. And the average analysis time is 3 minutes for the submitted files to our sandbox. The technology that we depend on for the sandbox analysis, which is the deep discovery breach detection technology, which is our Trend Macro Sandbox technology, which is the leader in the market in sandboxing and virtual analyzing field. So with the Office 365, sorry, with Microsoft Office 365, they can block the known threats through their malware signature and web and URL reputation. With the same technologies, we could block 8 million in 2019 that couldn't be blocked by Office 365 malware signature and web and URL reputation. With additional analysis and detection engines that we have, like exploit detection, precision machine learning, sandbox analysis, and business email compromise detection techniques, we stopped 4.7 million in 2019. They couldn't be stopped with Office 365. So in total, it's like 12.7 million high-risk threats they were blocked in 2019. One of the main concerns recently, which is known as business email compromise, those types of email threats, actually it can be listed under the spear phishing email, which has those types of email that has no attachment, no URL. These types of business email compromise cost billions of dollars as a loss globally, and they are increasing rapidly recently. They can be take different types of those types of email that impersonating a high profile user to do like CEO fraud. A high profile user, he might get impersonated by the criminals or the attackers, and to deceive the CFO or the chief accountant that please transfer my salary of May to this bank account here in such an email. We don't have URL, we don't have an attachment. So it can be also take kind of supplier swindle. Okay, that which types of where you can deceive the suppliers, and also account compromise. Sometimes the account employee credential got stolen, or high profile user credentials got stolen, and someone is sending email on behalf of that on behalf of that user. So we can this was considered as a business email compromise as well. So the issue with the business email compromise, it's hard to be detected because it has no attachment, no URL. So as we can see here, we have an example of a real and a fraud email. Both of them have the same syntax, the same SHA value. So 97% of users, they cannot identify such kind of sophisticated phishing emails. So what do we need? We need an expert that can analyze these email and can tell that this email is real and this email is a fraud. So this expert will look for the behavior and intention, the email header and the intention represented by the mail content. So we can, in the email header, we focus on the insecure email provider, the forged domain. If someone is changing the domain to be similar to the real domain, or if there is any kind of reply from a free email services, this by analyzing the email header. Analyzing the email content, will be looking for such kind of any financial impact in that email. So if there is any kind of financial amount, or if there is any kind of action calls, or if there is a kind of urgency, so we will also consider this in our expert rules. On top of the machine learning, we will focusing on the behavior and the intention analysis. On top of that, we built something called writing style DNA, where we can build a baseline for how the high profile users write their emails. So, in case someone is impersonating a high profile user and he's trying to send an email on behalf of him or impersonating his identity, we can detect if there is any kind of variant of his usual way of composing the emails, so that we can detect and notify the recipient and the security admin as well. So here is an example of someone, uh, uh, um, uh, an attacker trying to impersonate Eva and sending an email to Max. So we built writing style DNA for Eva's email. So, and this attacker, when he built his, when he composed the email, he made a variant out of the writing style that Eva's follow. So, with this, we can detect it as a business email compromise attempt through our cloud app security. When we scan all the incoming and outgoing email, so we can send a warning, customized warning for the recipient Max, to make sure that he ensure that this email is coming from the real Eva, and also we can send like kind of confirmation or a message for Eva as an optional to ensure that someone is trying to send email for your contacts impersonating your identity. Also, the security admin will be notified through the console or through different notification ways through the email as well. The user behavior is changing. Users start to depends on cloud file sharing for sharing the data, sharing their documents, images, videos to be shared through the cloud file sharing box, Dropbox, Google Drive, OneDrive for business. So in this case, it's really hard to detect and scan those cloud file sharing, since the user will upload upload the file to the cloud file sharing and share only a link with that. So you can imagine a user who's outside the company having his mobile. He received a PDF or a Word document or a picture in his WhatsApp, and he uploaded this video or this document to the cloud file sharing, and he shared the link with all of his colleagues and contacts. So in this way, it's hard, or sometimes it's impossible to scan those documents. So what we provide with cloud application security, that we can stop all the uploaded files and documents to the cloud file sharing till we scan them. So we provide advanced threat scanning technique where we can scan all the uploaded documents through the machine learning and anti-malware scanning engine. We can provide document exploit detection, URL analysis. If there is an embedded URL in this document, we can do an URL analysis through our URL reputation engine and sandbox analysis as well. On top of that, we can provide an on-demand scan where you can scan all your existing cloud file sharing if there is any existing malicious document already uploaded in your cloud file sharing. One of the concerns in the email setup, which is the internal emails or the device compromise being compromised or credential theft. So in this case, if someone is sending an internal malicious email, so it's hard to be detected since it will not pass through the email gateway, which most of the companies are using. So it's hard to be detected. So in this case, you need to scan all the internal emails to detect any malicious email transferred between the employees internally or any credential theft. With the ability to do the quarantine, delete, and tag as a warning. Um, One of the concerns recently, which is the email account takeover or credential fraud, where sometimes you receive an email with a link that click this link to reset your Office 365 credentials or set the password or such like kind of these services. So the real issue with such emails that it comes from an HTTPS domain, okay, legitimate domain with let's say at that time good reputation from the domain that it's coming from. So in this case, Trade Macro depends on the URL reputation check, where we can check instantly for the incoming URLs and the domain related to these URLs. So with our URL reputation engine, the cloud application security blocked 7.7 million malicious URL in 2019. On top of that, we depend on the computer vision and artificial intelligence, where we can look on the how will this URL looks like. We will examine it through our artificial intelligence and the OCR capability, so that we can check all the components of this site, the logo, the images inside that URL, in order to make sure that that this URL or this page it's really a legitimate one, or if it's a fake one. So with the computer vision and artificial intelligence, we can detect of fake credential sites. Um, what we provide with CAS as well, that we can provide response and remediation, where you can scan all your mailboxes and your cloud file sharing for for any let's say DLP policies that you create, or you can scan it for any malicious content. You can scan your existing mailboxes and scan your cloud file sharing content. The same thing with the DLP. We have over 200 built-in customized templates. You can build your own DLP template, and also you can have a manual scan to scan all of your existing cloud file sharing and your existing mailboxes to see if there is any variant or any compliance issue that based on the template that you customized or template that you used. So with the CAS, we can do the ability to do the log, delete, and quarantine. For the outbound emails, we can only report since it's not an inline for the outbound. While we in the email security advanced, which is our email gateway, we can have the block or quarantine and delete for the outbound exfiltrated data. Um, so the CAS is easily to be implemented through API integration. No need to have MX record to be changed. No need for software to be installed. No need to change user settings or web proxy. Through API, you will have the cloud application security up and running, securing Office 365 and the cloud file sharing. So through an encrypted channels and communication between the Microsoft Azure data centers, where we have our Telmaco Cloud App Security services for the DLP scanning and URL threat scan and URL and file risk assessment. And also in Telmaco data center, we send less than 2% of the files to our sandbox residing in Telmaco data centers. No email or files are stored by Trend Micro. Quarantines stored in customers' account, Office 365, Gmail, Box, Dropbox, and Google Drive. So we maintain the privacy for the documents. We are 99.9% available since we have a variety and different region data centers. And also, as I mentioned, no emails or files are stored by Trend Micro. Quarantine is located within customers' accounts. We have data centers in US, Europe, Australia, Japan sites. All communication are encrypted through HTTPS. Um, we provide centralized visibility through Epic Central, where our cloud application security is integrated with our Epic Central, the centralized visibility and management, where we can provide the threat intelligence and connected threat defense. So what's learned by the cloud application security, it will be learned by Trend Micro products. Recently, we have if you heard about Telmacro Vision 1, which is the XDR platform, which is a cross-layer detection and response cloud service platform, which consisting of security endpoint and EDR, server security, and also the cloud security and network security. On top of that, we added the email security. So we can provide detection and response among the Trend Micro security solution related to these threat vectors, the endpoint server, cloud, and network security as well. So we will where we can correlate the gathered detections and events, and so that we can trigger the malicious email and have the ability to link them with the devices or servers, and also to eliminate the malicious email from the Trend Micro Vision 1 console as well. And also through API integration, we can share all the detections with the SIM and SOAR. As I mentioned, Office 365 is consisting from two main components, Cloud App Security, which I presented, the other component, which is the email gateway, which is a virtual email appliance in the cloud as a service, where we can provide pre-delivery spam and threat scanning capability, where we can provide sender analysis and authentication, outbound compliance. With API for Cloud App Security, we can provide a second layer of threat scanning, internal email protection, the cloud file sharing security as well. So this is how it looks like. If the email coming from a third party, it will go through our email gateway, email security advanced, where we can filter the incoming email, sandboxing them as well. And also after that, we move it to the mailboxes, where we can have through API integration, cloud application security can scan all the mailboxes and the cloud file sharing. Okay. So the combination will provide a complete email security protection for Office 365 and G Suite. The things in red are provided by the Email Security Advanced, and they are not available in the CAS, which is the anti-spam, DMARC, DKIM, sender, the SPF, sender policy framework as well, which is considered as the sender reputation and sender verification. File password extraction for the incoming email, which is something available in our Email Security Advanced. For the outbound emails, we have the anti-spam, email encryption, and DLP with action. We can have action for the outbound emails where we can stop any exfiltrated data that go against the DLP template that we customized or used. One of the things that we can provide through our virtual email gateway, which is something called time of click URL protection, where if there's any kind of logical bombs or timely delayed attack or those types of attacks that started with a legitimate domain, sending emails, sending emails that belong to that domain, or emails including a URL belongs to that domain, and after that, this domain becomes change its situation to become a malicious domain. So in this case, at the first time we use the URL reputation, and also we use the sandbox analysis at the first phase. After that, after we check its reputation and we find it's recently published and there is no enough reputation and information about this domain, we do something called URL rewrite, where we can rewrite this URL and send it to the mailbox. So whenever the client click on that link, he's directly redirected to our smart protection network to check its latest reputation for that URL. So if the reputation changed to be malicious, so it will be blocked, and next time it will be stopped in this phase. Um, as a funnel technique, we depend on them. We started to have the high fidelity detection technique at the first phase, to distinguish between the non-good and the non-bad emails, like sender authentication and reputation, spam content analysis, and anti-malware and URL reputation. For the unknown emails, we have more intensive analysis engine like machine learning for the anti-malware, and also machine learning for the business email compromise, to distinguish for the unknown emails. After that, we depends on the document exploit and macros analysis. And after that, we send at the last stage, we send the email to the sandbox where we can analyze the attachment URLs as well. So whatever detected and any of these phases, next time it will be blocked in the earliest phase. It will not pass through the same path again. Last thing I'd like to talk about, which is the fish inside. You can visit this URL, fishinside.com, where you can have a free simulation campaign mimicking the phishing emails to evaluate and assess your client security awareness. So with zero cost for limited number of accounts, like 15 accounts, you can to be included in that campaign. One administrator, 4 steps, 5 minutes. You can build your phishing template, and once you send it, you will have a report looks like this, telling you how many users opened this link, who just only click that link, who post their credentials, and who didn't respond. Uh, as the global reporting, Telmacro email security has been recognized by the Forrester Wave as a leader in their last report in Q2 2019. We provide an email security assessment and endpoint assessment as well, where you can scan your Office 365 and Gmail mailboxes from this free service, in order to see if you have any residing malicious emails residing in your mailboxes. On top of that, also you can scan your endpoint with an executable can be downloaded from this URL. So you will have a consolidated report, which looks like this, showing how many endpoints they were scanned, how many mailboxes they were scanned, and it will merge the information gathered from these mailboxes and from the endpoints as well, and it will looks like this such a report in this as a report sample. So I'll be sharing this assessment link with you in the chat box. Hope that my session was informative one. Thanks for attending this session again, and feel free to ask me anything you like if you have any question, please.
Thank you so much, Mahmoud, for your presentation. It was delightful. Thank you, everyone, also for listening. If any of you have any question, please go ahead.
While we are waiting for questions, guys, just many thanks, Mahmoud. Many thanks, everybody, for attending. We would like just to emphasize a little bit upon the assessment tool. It's totally free. It will
Yes,
give you more insights. Sorry, how it's your Office 365 is looking like, if it has bad files, bad URLs, bad attachment, bad emails. It will not prevent, it will not interact. It will just give you an insight how your emails look like and what security solution you can use to fill the gaps if there is any. Mahmoud already shared the link, guys. So please encourage your administrator to use it so you can have some reports about your Office 365 that you are using if you are using it over cloud.
and Gmail as well.
Yeah, G Suite. Yeah. So, guys, any questions? Please feel free to ask any of you.
I think there's no questions. And remember that you could always reach out to me or Trend Micro's team and everyone
Yeah,
from ICT to help you on your Microsoft 365 security or any other cybersecurity matter. As you know, that Trend Micro is a cybersecurity company, not just one solution, as well as we are in Watad ICT, we're a cybersecurity system integrator. So you could always reach out to us to consult you on your needs.
exactly. I already shared my contact as well. Feel free to contact me anytime. You are most welcome. If you have any things related to any security issue, I'll be more than happy to help you.
And Fahad, you can give the mic to anybody who is requesting it. If there is any questions, anybody from your clients would like to speak.
Yeah, I don't see anyone raising a hand or trying to ask a question. So I think it's clear to everyone. And anyhow, as we told you already, that you could reach out to us in case you have any further questions or clarifications. So wait, I think there's something. No, that's you, Khalid. Okay. You have the emails of Khalid, Mahmoud. I can also share the screen so that you can see my email as well. We're always here to help. And I think that will be it for today's webinar. We were very honored to have you all, and we wish to see you in future further events and webinars. We hope you enjoyed and benefited it. Thank you so much, and wish you a great day ahead. Thank you. You're welcome, Abdullah. You're welcome.
Thank you, everyone, and have a nice
Okay,
day.
guys. يعطيكم العافية. السلام عليكم.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much.